my fierce and fabulous people, Mandy here to bring you the new MAC Moody Blooms collection. I picked up a few items from this collection and I am here to swatch them and compare them and share them with you. So let's get started. First I have the Sheen Supreme lipstick in Moody Bloom. It is a kind of plum based bronze duochrome. So I'm going to go ahead and do a lip swatch of that for you. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything in my collection that is comparable to the Moody Bloom, but I will swatch what I have that's anywhere close. Here's the Moody Bloom here. Next to that is Sweet Ever After. They do look similar on the tube, but it's different finish, and the Sweet Ever After does not have the duochrome to it, and it's missing that plum color that's in there. Next is Revlon Lip Butter in Fig Jam. Also missing the duochrome and doesn't really have that plummy effect to it. Next is Syrup by MAC. Definitely just the plum. It's missing the bronze color. And then finally High Tea, which I don't think it's really much close at all. Definitely a lot lighter. Does not have the duochrome, and it's missing that plum color to it. So this is definitely a unique color for me. I tend not to buy lipsticks in this tube very often because I hate the shape. It's very hard to get the lip shape that I want to create with these tubes of lipstick. It doesn't have that nice point. I have really struggled with buying this color because of that, but I'm glad I did because it's a really nice late summer bronzy plum color that can be worn all the way into fall. I'll go ahead and insert the outdoor lip swatch and hand swatch for you here. Okay, I'm back, and as you see, I've taken off all my eyeshadow, so it must mean it's eyeshadow swatch time. So first we're going to start off with the color Blooming Mad. Blooming Mad is a frost, and it is like a mid-tone, like an ultraviolet, very bright color. First I'll go ahead and swatch it on my hand for you. Now MAC describes it as a mid-tone. I think it's a little lighter than that, but very vibrant, as you can see. And it kind of has a sort of a duochrome effect. I don't really have anything in my collection from MAC that matches this, but Urban Decay makes a color called Fishnet. And Fishnet is supposed to be a dupe for MAC's Stars and Rockets, which is also similar to this color. And yes, they are very similar. Here's the Blooming Mad, and here is the Fishnet. The Fishnet space is darker and more magenta in comparison, but their duochrome flash is very similar, as you could probably see. They show up a lot more different actually on camera than they look just to the naked eye moving it around, if that makes any sense. I'm going to swatch Asphyxia, which is an Urban Decay 24/7 pencil, which of course could be used as an eyeliner. Asphyxia has a little more blue to it. There's the Asphyxia there, and it and the blue is coming from some very fine sparkle there. So similar color family, but different. Alright, let's put this bad boy on my eye and see how it looks there. I figured since I'm putting my eyes through the abuse anyway, I might as well give you some variety. So on this eye, I am not going to use any primer, and on this eye I will. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. So there it is without any primer. And here it is with primer. Of course, with primer, you're going to get it to stick a little more, have a little more color payoff than without. But that is what it looks like there. So here is what it looks like in outdoor lighting. I think I regret the primer now because it took like 10 times as long to get that eye clean, but I do it for you, So let's move on. Next I have Deep Fixation, which is described as a Deluxe Pearl. metallic brown. There's the deep fixation. Next, I'm going to swatch Max Antique next to that. These are similar. Antique does a little lighter and browner in comparison, and I think it has more of a sheen to it, even though they're both Volux pearls. They are very similar. You could probably get away with buying one or the other if you're looking for a reddish brown and don't, you know, want to be like me and own all the things. Next, I'm going to see how Brown Script looks next to it. Brown Script is a matte, so it's gonna be different in some ways. There is Brown Script. Like Antique, it is a touch lighter, and it does pull more orangey brown in comparison. And with it being a matte, it's different. Next, I'm going to swatch Swiss Chocolate, and whew, I've always thought Swiss Chocolate to be a very red brown, but when I put it next to these, you can see it looks a lot cooler in tone. That just shows you how red base this color is. Let's go ahead and do the eye swatches here. Okay, so as you can see, this is without the primer, this is with the primer. Give you a second to mull that over. Okay, and here are the outdoor swatches for you. Next I have Green Room, which is it's a teal, mid-tone teal, and it has a satin finish. First, let's go ahead and swatch that on the back of my hand here. I love teal eyeshadows. You see I did a teal lip video recently. If you want to check that out, just go to my channel. There, oh gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to swatch Teal Pigment. There is the Green Room, and there is Teal Pigment. Teal Pigment is a touch greener and lighter and more shimmery, but they are close, so if you didn't want, you know, if you're looking to get one teal but not all the teals, you know how I go, all the teals, then you could probably do with just Teal Pigment. Teal Pigment would be more versatile because you can use it in other areas besides the eye, but if you're just looking for a teal eyeshadow, this one is a little bit darker, and I think it would work better for most people. That's my opinion. Next to that, I'll also swatch Newly Minted, even though Newly Minted's a matte, so it's gonna have a different finish, and it's a lot greener, as you can see. So not really close at all. I have a color that I really like called Stormwatch, but it is limited edition. But I will swatch it anyway for those of you who already have Stormwatch and are curious. There is the Stormwatch there. It is darker and bluer, and of course it's totally matte, so it doesn't have the same finish as the other does. Alright, let's get this bad boy on the eye and see what happens. Okay, there you go. And of course, blending up a lot higher with these colors than I probably typically would for any everyday look. But I wanted you to get an idea of what it looks like on both the lid and the crease. So there is the Green Room. Now, let me get some outdoor swatches for you. Okay, next I have Hidden Motive, which is described as a deep aubergine or eggplant, and it is a Volux pearl finish. Very pretty deep frosty purple here. I'm going to compare that to some purples in my collection, see if anything comes close. First is Fig 1. Fig 1, as you can see, is matte, and it's more purple, less reds, cooler toned than the Hidden Motive. Next is Sketch by MAC, which is less shimmery, less pigmented, and darker, and it's a browner in comparison. Next, I'm going to try Nocturnelle. There's Nocturnelle. Nocturnelle is not very pigmented. You really have to dig in there to get the color to come out, which requires a lot of layering when you're actually doing it with a brush. And It is cooler toned than Hidden Motive, so not something that you would want to use as a dupe at all. Finally, I have Trax here to compare. Trax is cooler toned and it has a lot of coppery gold shimmer, so very different. I think this one is definitely a unique one in my collection, and I have a lot of purples. Those are just some of the darker purples that I decided to swatch along with this. So let's get it on the eye and get some outdoor pictures going. There you go. How about those outdoor swatches? Next I have Artistic License, which is a Volux Pearl, and it is a pinky gold. Let's go ahead and swatch that here. Very pretty color. It has a duochrome effect, so it's like it's gold one minute and then it's pink the next. Alright, there is Artistic License and Expensive Pink. So Expensive Pink is orangier, and it is darker and warmer. But, so really the only similarity is that they're both the pink and gold duochrome. I think these two would actually look really good together. Next, I'm going to swatch Girly, which is just straight up pink. Doesn't have that gold, so doesn't look similar at all. And the next, I think Bling is going to be the same thing, just straight up pink. So, and it's a lot cooler tone, doesn't have the gold. Here is Gleam. Gleam looks very similar just in the pan. So Gleam is lighter and it has glitter. It has a similar duochrome effect. I think these three, Expensive Pink, this, and when I look, would make a really cool rose gold look there. I may even try that and do another rose gold tutorial, but do it with MAC products. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know. So, let's get this on the eye. It's a very subtle color, but I believe it would add a lot of glimmer to my inner corners, and I think it would make a nice highlighter because the duochrome effect, it's going to be unique, and I think it would make a great lid color with a nice darker kind of bronzy outer V here. But I'm just guessing. I'll have to try some looks out for you and see. So let's get some, I'm losing my mind. Let's get some outdoor swatches. Yeah! Next in the collection is Lucky Green. Now this is a re-promote, and I already have Lucky Green, but I'm going to swatch it for you anyway. Here we have the Lucky Green, which is described as a dark yellow green, and it is a Volux Pearl. Now, I definitely know I don't have anything in my collection that's a yellow green, but I will swatch it next to the greens that I do have for you. The first here is Swimming, which of course is cooler toned and less, it doesn't have as much sheen to it. The Lucky Green has a really cool, almost duochrome effect with the yellow and the green in it. Next is Humid, which is a lot darker and more muted in color, and it doesn't have that yellow tone to it. So none of the greens I have in my collection compare to the Lucky Green. It's a very vibrant, fun, like tropical green color. So with that being said, let's go ahead and slap that bad boy onto my lids. Alright, there you go. Now for some pictures. Okay, I bet you're thinking, oh my god, Mandy, are you done yet? Well, no, I am not. I have 3 more products to share with you. And these are the Fluidlines. Black Ivy is described as a blackened green. God, that's cute. It's a really pretty color. I told you I love teals, and this almost has like a dark teal effect to it. I'm kind of excited about using this one as a cream color base. Is that permissible? I don't know. I'm going to do it anyway. Now, as far as eyeliners go, the only thing I have to compare these to are Urban Decay liners, because that's my jig, yo. That's what I do. Okay, here's the Black Ivy. I did it smudged out in just the straight up line. Here's Urban Decay's main line, also smudged out and then with the straight line. So the main line is more teal, bluer teal in color. Next is Urban Decay Invasion 24/7 liner. I think this is fairly similar to the Black and Ivy, but this may be a little more muted and a little deeper in color. But definitely something that you could use as a substitute if you didn't want to get the Fluidline. But I love Fluidline, so why wouldn't I? I have a couple others that I'm just going to quickly swatch next to it. I'm not going to smudge these out because I don't think they're close enough. First one is Mars by Urban Decay, and then the next one is Covet by Urban Decay. So there is the Mars and the Covet. And as you see, these are a lot greener and not as muted. So they're more vibrant than the Black and Ivy is. Let's go ahead and do an eye swatch of these. I'm going to do a winged liner for you so you can see what it looks like all winged out and stuff. Okay, here we have it as a winged liner, and here I have it just as a cream color base on my lid. So you can get an idea of two different ways you could use this. I really love this color. So, pictures! Next is the highly anticipated and highly disappointing Copperthorn, from what I understand. It is a glittery bronze, and a lot of people are very excited about this because it's different, and a bronze eyeliner would just be so awesome. But unfortunately, this one fell a little short. I don't know if you can tell here, but it's quite sheer. So one pass over the eye is not going to give an opaque line. One way you can probably remedy this is to first go over with a similar based color eyeliner, but then that kind of defeats the whole purpose. Just to give it something to adhere to and to make the sheerness not so sheer. However, it is a very beautiful color. So if you can get past the sheerness of it, I think it's something that would be great for your collection. Now I'm going to swatch a couple things next to this. First is the Urban Decay Baked Liner, which is automatically pure opaque compared to this. And the Baked Liner is more of a frost, whereas the Copperthorn is very glittery. It's not as coppery, and of course it doesn't have that glitter like I said. And the only other thing I might have similar in my collection is Amber Lights by MAC. But Amber Lights does not have the glitter, and it's more yellow and golden than the Copperthorn. So I just love the way Copperthorn looks. I wish it were more opaque. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and swatch that on my eyes for you so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the opacity goes. It is such a pretty color. So it's so disappointing. All the bad things I've heard about this Fluidline. I've heard that once it dries and throughout the day, all of the chunky glitter just starts falling out. I don't know if using some kind of primer underneath would help. I mean, even now as I can see the glitter just where it's kind of fallen on my eyelashes, and it's just frustrating for me because, gosh, this color is just so amazing. MAC really screwed up here. They should have done a better formula. It should have been nice and thick and opaque, and that glitter should have been something that's just going to stay in there, but it's not. I know it's not. It's going to fall out. But anyway, here you can see it. I just applied it with a pencil brush on my line there. That was really the only way I could pick up the product. When I tried to use my angled brush, it just wouldn't stick. So I had to use a pencil brush, and here I just smudged it on with my finger on my lid. So let me get some pictures for you, and we will finish up with the last Fluidline, and that'll be it. To finish off my haul here, I have the color Nightshade, which is another Fluidline, and it is a blackened plum. This one is kind of having a little bit of sheerness to it as well. I'm not sure what's going on with that. There we have the Nightshade smudged out and then in a line. I'm going to compare some of my Urban Decay 24/7 liners with this. First is Rockstar. Rockstar is similar in tone, but it is cooler and darker, definitely deeper in color. Next is 1999. It's right there. 1999 is pinker and it has some gold glitter in it, so that makes it different. Psychedelic Sister is definitely more vibrant and more purple. Either has some purple shimmer to it with more of a gray purple base, so it's definitely grayer and, you know, cooler toned in that way. And then finally Tornado. Tornado is darker and purple, more purple and cooler toned. So when they say this is a plum, I think they really mean it. I'm not loving the opacity of this. I feel like it's going to be another disappointment like the Copper Thorn. But let me go ahead and put it on my lid and we'll see what it does there. Okay, there you go. As a liner, it did apply a little more thickly and a little more opaque than it did when I smudged it out on my lid naturally. It went on very, very sheer on my lid. So, but I think with a good base underneath, it could add a nice effect to your shadow if you wanted to use it that way. I do feel like it's not going to be very lasting as an eyeliner. I can picture this with my oily eyelids just basically disintegrating throughout the day. However, I have not worn it throughout the day to be able to tell you, so I may be jumping to conclusions on that. I don't know. Here are some pictures. Okay everybody, as you see, I've thrown some of these products together. I will have a tutorial on this video if you would like me to. Please click the like button if you liked this video. If you found it helpful, please leave me a comment below and let me know what was good for you. And also, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. And in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at Mandy Van Hook or Instagram at the Mandy Van Hook, where I will post more looks as I come up with them from this collection when I start having fun with my stuff and playing around with it. Until I see you again, don't forget to stay fierce and fabulous. Bye.